Welcome to another video for Unit 1. This one's going to be on metric conversions. So we're going to take a look at those base units of meter, liter, and gram, and we're going to attach those prefixes of kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, and milli in front of those and actually change the number of zeros that we're working with. So let's take a quick review and we'll try some practice problems. So like I said, we had our base units that we're using to measure things with. The liter we use to measure volume of a liquid with. We'll use a graduated cylinder to kind of measure that out. Meter we're going to be using to measure some sort of a length or a distance measurement, and we use a balance to measure mass in grams. Now we also have these prefixes. Now the word prefix actually means that this is going to be going in front of one of these base units. So we'll take these prefixes and put them in front of either the liter, meter, or gram to kind of change the number of zeros that we're working with. Now we had this acronym that you guys used in middle school to kind of help remember these prefixes and where they are located and how big they are. And that was King Henry drives backwards down curvy mountains. The K in King would stand for kilo, the H in Henry would stand for hecto, the D in drives would stand for deca, the B in backwards stands for our base units, and those again being our three units that we talked about, the gram, the liter, and the meter. The D in the down would stand for deci, the C in curvy stands for centi, and the M in mountains stands for milli. So if you remember King Henry drives backwards, you'll be able to remember those prefixes and their order from largest, which is kilo, to smallest, which is milli. Now let's take a look at how we can use these prefixes and these base units to convert the size of our number that we're working with. So for problem 1, what we're given is 1 kilogram and they're asking us to change it to grams. So let's take a look. This is how we want to use what we call our metric staircase. So what I like to do is I like to look at where I'm starting at. I have a K in front of my G. The G means that I'm using grams. That's my base unit here. The K means I'm starting up here at the kilo step on my metric staircase. What I want to convert to is G grams, again my base unit. So here the grams are, they're asking me to convert all the way down here to my base unit. So what you got to do is you got to use this staircase and look at where you're starting and look at where you want to go. We're starting here at kilo, we want to get down to base. So let's take a look. We're going to take 1, 2, 3 steps in order to go from kilo to base. So what does that mean? We took 3 steps and we moved 3 to the right. What we're going to do is take our number, which is 1, and we're going to move our decimal those same number of places. If a decimal is not written in a number, guys, it's always at the end. So now let's take that decimal and move it 3 to the right like we saw with our staircase. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. Now, anywhere that I have these blank spots here, I've got to fill in zeros. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. 1, 0, 2, 0, and there's 3 zeros. What we just saw was that when we move this decimal from here, where we started, to the end, 3 steps to the right, we saw that 1 kilogram is equal to, that's 1,000 grams. So by using our staircase and figuring out where we started and figuring out where we want to go, we're able to figure out the number of places that we need to move our decimal, and we're able to figure out this conversion, that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. Let's take a look at another practice problem. In this example, we're starting out in G, grams, and we want to go to mg, which is milligrams. So here I am starting out at grams. I am at the base unit, and they're asking me to go to the mg. The m is standing for my milli. So I'm going to take my units from base all the way down to milli. Let's take a look at how many steps we need to take to do this conversion. That's 1, 2, 3 steps to the right, same as we had last time. So again, let's take our number, which is 1. This is the number that I started with. If there's no decimal there, I'm just going to assume it's always at the end, and I need to move this 3 steps to the right, because that's what we did here. Again, 1, 2, 3 to go from base to milli. 1, 2, 3. I'm moving my decimal place 3 steps to the right, so I'm just taking it from here and I'm moving it all the way over here. Now I need to fill in those blank spots with zeros and we can get our answer. Again, we're seeing that 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. So 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. By using our metric staircase, we're able to figure out the number of places that we need to move our decimal, and we're able to do the conversion. Let's take a look at another example. In this example, the units that I'm using are L for liters, so I'm going to be in liters, and I start with the prefix of M. That means I'm going to start down here at milliliters. They're asking me to go to just plain old L, which is liters. So I'm going to go up to my base units here. Now in order to do this, I need to go from where I start to where I need to finish. So in this example, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, but this time we're moving to the left. So I'm going 3 steps, and this time I'm moving my decimal in the left direction. So let's take a look at the number that we started with, which was 12,000. There's no decimal in there, so I'm always assuming it's at the end. And I need to move this decimal 1, 2, 3 steps to my left. So I'm just going to take that decimal and move it from where it is at the end. I'm going to move it 3. Oh, didn't that work that time? Let me just draw it. I'm going to move it 3 steps to the left. There. And let's just get rid of that 1 at the end. There we go. Now, when you write your answer, we have this right now. I have 12.000 because I moved my decimal to right here. You can choose to keep those zeros or you can choose to drop them. That's something that we'll also talk about with significant figures later on. But right now, let's just take a look at that to simplify this because we want to get rid of those zeros. That's what this whole conversion is all about. And I'm going to say that 12,000 milliliters is equal to 12 liters. So in this example, I started down at milli. I needed to move 1, 2, 3 to the left, and I moved that decimal, and we got that 12,000 milliliters is equal to 12 liters. 2 more problems. Take a look at. Here, we're going to start with meters as our base unit. And in this example, I'm starting with the prefix centi. So I'm starting down here. What they're asking me to convert to is just plain old M. So I'm trying to go to my base. So I want to get to my base. I'm starting at my centi. Let's take a look at where we're starting, which is down here at centi, and where we need to go. So I'm going from centi to meters. I'm going to start here at centi and take 1, 2 steps to my left. So I'm taking 2 steps to the left, and that's the number of places that I need to move my decimal. Let's take a look at the number that we started with, 347, right? If there's no decimal in there, it's always at the end. And I take this decimal, I need to move it 1, 2 steps to the left. Let's see if I can move that decimal without redrawing it this time. And we can, so I'm going to take it, and I'm going to move it 2 steps to the left this time. And there's my answer, right? So 347 centimeters is equal to 3.47. By using the metric staircase, I looked at where I started, the centi, and where I wanted to go, and I realized I needed to move my decimal 2 steps to the left to get the conversion there. Last example. So in this one, you guys see again we're using the unit of measurement for meters, but in this example I'm actually starting in kilometers way up here, and they're asking me to go to m, which is going to be my milli, way down here. Let's take a look at how to do this. I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps to my right. So I'm taking a big conversion here. I'm taking 6 and I'm going to the right. So let's take a look at how to do this problem. I started out with 452. Let's take our decimal, which is at the end, and move it 3 places to the right. So I need to move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 places to the right. All of these that are blank need to get filled in with 0. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros onto this number. Now I'm just going to take this decimal from there, and I got to move it to the end over here to where I want it to be. And there's my answer. So quite a large number, not a very practical conversion, but you see the method here that we're following. Using the metric staircase, we see that we needed to move our decimal 3 places to the right, and when we did that, 6 places to the right, and when we did that, we had to add 6 zeros added on. So there's a quick look at some metric conversions, how we use our prefixes to either make our numbers larger or smaller in order to work with them. Hopefully you guys feel comfortable with using the metric staircase. I think it's a quick, easy way to do things without having to actually memorize whether you need to multiply or divide by certain numbers. So if you ever need any help, stop by my room, get onto our Moodle site, post a question in the forum, or just talk to one of your classmates and make sure you take care of what you need to take care of. Until next time, take care.